Welcome to another deep dive.
Yeah.
You guys, I think this one is going to be super useful, especially if you are like me. You have a ton of notes, research articles about this topic.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be talking about YouTube SEO,
Yeah.
and I have a feeling this is going to really help us kind of synthesize everything
Yeah.
and really understand what are the big takeaways, because I feel like we all know it's important,
Right.
but how to actually apply that knowledge can be tough. So.
Yeah. And I think this is going to be a fun one too, because it's really I feel like YouTube SEO is this mysterious thing, and it doesn't have to be.
Right.
We can unpack it.
Yeah.
So this is going to be based on an article called YouTube SEO, How to Rank Higher on YouTube.
Okay.
And it was from a Search Engine Journal from November 29th, 2024.
Okay. Very, very recent stuff.
Yeah. So very, very recent stuff.
Nice.
And we're going to really be focusing on a few questions. We want to answer, how can YouTube actually benefit your SEO efforts overall? What are the multiple systems at play on YouTube that deliver videos to viewers?
What does YouTube actually care about when ranking videos?
Right.
And what role do titles, descriptions, thumbnails, and even comments play in YouTube success?
I like that you said even comments, because that's not something I think about a lot when it comes to YouTube.
Yeah, and I think that's the part that I'm most excited to talk about today, too.
Okay.
So let's jump into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so first of all, I think a lot of times when we think about YouTube, we think of brand awareness,
Right.
engagement. But this article really highlights that you can actually make money
Okay.
through YouTube as well, so you can drive revenue
Interesting.
with ads, with channel memberships.
Okay.
And then like you were saying, we've all seen this, that YouTube videos appear in Google search results all the time. And there's actually a dedicated videos
Yeah.
tab now in Google search.
Yeah, it seems like Google is putting more and more emphasis on that video content.
They are, for sure. So whether or not you are actually actively doing a YouTube strategy right now.
I think it's important to understand how the algorithm works, because it's really, YouTube is like a closed system that's controlled entirely by Google.
Yeah.
So by studying how content is ranked on YouTube, you kind of get like a glimpse into the mind of Google.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting way to look at it, because I feel like with Google, it's like, well, nobody really knows
Right.
exactly what's going on with the algorithm. And I always say it's kind of like the Coca-Cola recipe. It's like a secret.
Yeah.
But you're right, if YouTube is entirely run by Google,
Yeah.
then it is kind of like a little sneak peek behind the curtain of what Google is prioritizing.
Totally.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so when it comes to the algorithms, there are really two main categories of signals that YouTube
Okay.
is using. There's personalization
Okay.
and there is performance.
Okay, so let's start with personalization. What does that mean?
So personalization is basically all the things that YouTube knows about you based on your past activity.
Okay.
So they know what you watch. They know what you've subscribed to. They know what time of day you watch things, what device you're using.
It's pretty creepy when you think about it.
It really is.
It's like they're always watching.
Yeah, but I guess it does make sense why they would be doing that, because it helps them
Right.
give you more of what you like.
Yeah, I mean, think about how annoying it would be if every time you went on YouTube and it was just
Right.
completely random stuff that you weren't into at all.
Right, so they're trying to cater it to you.
Right.
Okay, and then we have performance.
Okay, so performance, I'm guessing that's kind of like how well your video's actually doing.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And this article uses this phrase that I actually kind of hate, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's watch time modified by satisfaction.
Watch time modified by satisfaction. Watch time modified by satisfaction. So are we talking about the view count? Is that what watch time is?
Yeah, so watch time can either be measured as total duration,
Okay.
like the total number of minutes people have watched,
Okay.
or percentage watched. And I think percentage watched is actually a lot more telling.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because if it's a 10-minute video and people are only watching the first 30 seconds,
Exactly.
that's probably not a good sign.
Not a good sign.
Yeah.
And then they also use satisfaction surveys.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Those things that pop up every once in a while that ask you how you're enjoying the video.
Yeah, I always ignore those,
Yeah.
but I guess they're actually using that data.
They are. They're using it to kind of train their algorithms
Interesting.
to recognize what a happy audience looks like.
Hmm.
So really what this means is that clicks, views aren't enough.
Right.
You have to actually make a good video that people enjoy watching.
Okay, so it's kind of like we have to think of each video as like a mini movie or TV show.
Yeah.
where, it has to be captivating from beginning to end.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And then another thing that I found really interesting in this article is that YouTube doesn't just rely on keyword search.
Yeah.
There are actually a lot of different systems at work behind the scenes.
Oh, interesting. Okay, tell me more about this.
Yeah. So, we have the homepage,
Mhm.
suggested videos,
Yeah.
search shorts, and trending.
Okay, so all of these are like different entry points.
Right. And they all use their own algorithm,
Okay.
and they weigh those personalization and performance signals differently.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So the homepage and suggested videos,
Mm-hmm.
those really heavily emphasize personalization and what you're currently watching.
Okay.
So let's say you're, watching cooking videos, all of a sudden you're going to see a lot more recommendations for cooking videos, or even like kitchen gadgets or restaurant reviews. It's really trying to keep you
In that lane.
in that lane, exactly, and
Right.
kind of predict what you might want to see next.
So it's not just about showing you like the most popular videos overall.
Right.
It's really tailoring it to that individual viewing session.
Right.
Okay.
Then you have search, which functions more like traditional Google search, where keywords are important. But those performance and user satisfaction signals are still really important.
Okay, so it's not just about like matching the keyword exactly.
Exactly.
It's still looking at those other factors too.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you have shorts, which is interesting because it actually has its own separate watch history.
Oh, that's interesting.
So your love of 15-second cooking hacks won't necessarily influence what longer videos
Right.
YouTube recommends to you.
Okay, that's good to know because I was worried that like my love of like cat videos was going to
Totally.
completely throw off my algorithm.
It's like YouTube is recognizing that people consume short-form video content differently.
Yeah.
And then finally, we have trending, which is the only system that is not personalized at all.
Okay.
It's all about showing videos with broad appeal that are super relevant to current events.
So if I want to know like what's going viral or like what everybody's talking about,
Right.
that's where I should go.
Exactly.
Okay, so basically what we're seeing here is there are multiple pathways for our videos to reach an audience.
Right. It's not just about ranking for a specific keyword.
Anyway,
It's about optimizing your content for all of the different ways that people might be discovering it.
I love it. I'm already feeling so much more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
But before we move on,
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, like, okay, so we've talked about like the algorithm, we've talked about these systems.
Mm-hmm.
What really makes a video stand out in the eyes of YouTube?
Well, this article really says watch time engagement
Yep.
and satisfaction are the kings of the YouTube kingdom.
Watch time, engagement, and satisfaction.
Mm-hmm. And they talk about this idea of watch time modified by satisfaction.
Okay, again, I don't love that phrase.
a mouthful.
But I think I get the gist of it, which is like,
Yeah.
it goes beyond just views. It goes beyond just
Yeah.
clicks.
Yeah.
It's about, are people actually watching this? Are they enjoying it?
Right, and it's really about thinking about the entire viewer experience.
Yeah.
So if you're making a tutorial, are your instructions clear?
Mm-hmm.
Is it concise? If you're making a vlog, is your personality shining through? Are you telling a good story?
Yeah.
It really depends on what kind of video you're making, but it's really just thinking about what leads to satisfaction.
For that specific audience.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not just about the content itself. We need
Uh-huh.
to talk about titles,
Yeah.
descriptions,
Yeah.
and thumbnails.
Okay, hold that thought,
Yeah.
because I think that's the perfect place to stop, and then we'll come back and we'll do a whole part 2 all
Yeah.
about titles, descriptions,
Yeah.
and thumbnails.
That's
So
our-
stay tuned, guys. We will be right back.
So we were talking about titles, descriptions, thumbnails.
Yes, all the things that I feel like I spend way too much time thinking about.
Me too.
But I'm curious, like, okay, they're obviously important for getting those clicks,
Yeah.
but do they actually play a role in how YouTube's algorithm ranks videos?
They do. They absolutely do. And while they might not be as heavily weighted as watch time
Okay.
or engagement, they still contribute to the overall viewer experience.
Yeah.
Think about it this way, like your title and your thumbnail, it's like a movie poster.
Right.
It's the first thing people see, and it needs to be compelling enough to make them want to buy a ticket.
Right. So it's all about grabbing their attention, making them curious.
Exactly.
What about the description? I feel like the description is more of like a keyword SEO.
Yeah, it used to be all about keyword stuffing.
Okay.
But now I think it's a lot more about user experience.
Yep.
It should give people context and information that helps them understand what your video is about.
So no more like cramming every keyword
I think
under the sun.
No more keyword stuffing, please.
Okay, good to know.
But one of the things that this article talks about that I thought was really interesting is using timestamp chapters in your descriptions.
Time-stamped chapters. Okay, I've seen those.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit I don't really use them that often, but what is so special about them?
So those little timestamps that like break your video down into sections,
Yeah.
well, Google can actually index those and link directly to specific parts of your video in search results.
Wait, so somebody could be like searching for a specific tip within a longer video and like actually land
Yeah,
at that point in the video.
exactly.
That's amazing.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I'm starting to see why this article calls them like SEO gold.
Yes.
So we're basically making like a user-friendly map
Yeah,
to our videos.
I like that.
Okay, that's cool.
So it's not just about attracting viewers. It's about making sure that they can find exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But before we get too far down the rabbit hole of all the, technical optimization things,
Yeah.
I want to take a step back and talk about the bigger picture.
Okay.
Because this article really emphasizes audience focus.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that all of us can benefit from.
Totally. Because, all the optimization in the world won't matter
Right.
if you're not creating content that people actually care about.
Right. So it's not just about like gaming the system or like tricking the algorithm.
Yeah.
It's about genuinely serving your viewers.
Yeah. And I'll admit, sometimes I get so caught up in the keywords and the optimization
Yeah.
that I forget about the human on the other side of the screen.
Really?
And I think this article is a really good reminder that YouTube is trying to deliver value to its users.
Okay.
So if you think about it, like YouTube's goal is to keep people on the platform as long as possible.
Right.
So if your content is good and people are enjoying it,
Mhm.
YouTube is going to be happy.
Yeah.
And if it's not, well, they have a whole library
Right.
of other videos.
They'll just move on to the next one.
They'll just move on to the next one.
Yeah. So it's kind of like we're all, at a party and we're all competing
Totally.
for the attention of
Yeah.
the guests.
Love that analogy.
And, just like a party.
Right.
We don't want to be that person who's like super pushy or trying to like
Right.
sell something to every single person you
Yeah.
meet. You want to be like, fun to talk to
Yes.
and like provide value.
And this article talks about that, says, be careful about being overly aggressive
Mm-hmm.
with your marketing tactics
Okay.
and really focus on building a genuine community.
Okay. So don't be pushy. Don't be salesy.
Don't be silly.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
This is reminding me of something else that I get asked about a lot, which is like, how does video
Yeah.
play into a larger SEO strategy?
Mhm.
So like,
Yeah.
I have a website, I have a blog,
Right.
but like, how does YouTube fit into all of that?
Yeah, well, this article talks about that too, and they say that, video is like a complement to your other content.
Okay.
It's a more engaging way to present information,
Okay.
and it can actually help you rank better in organic search.
Can you give me an
But
example?
yeah, so let's say you have a blog post on your website about how to choose the right running shoes.
Yeah.
Well, you could make a YouTube video
Okay.
that shows different types of shoes. You could give fitting tips. Okay. You could even show footage of you running in different shoes.
Oh, I like that. That makes it a lot more visual and interesting.
Right.
So it's not just about like promoting my YouTube channel on my website.
Right.
It's about using video to enhance and expand on that content.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And this all brings us back to the most fundamental point that this article makes, which is create good videos.
Right.
It's really like the foundation of a successful YouTube strategy.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
Good content is key.
Yes.
Always.
Okay. But what does good content mean?
Well, I think it's a little bit subjective.
Right.
But the article suggests analyzing successful videos in your niche.
Oh, okay.
And trying to understand what makes them so engaging.
To like learn from the best.
Yeah, but don't copy them.
Right.
Find inspiration and then make it your own.
Okay.
And just remember, good content can often overcome optimization shortcomings.
Yeah.
But perfect optimization can't save a bad video.
You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig.
Okay, so good content is key.
Yeah.
But before you even think about creating content,
Mm-hmm.
audience research.
Audience research, you got to know who you're talking to.
Yes, who are you making this for?
Exactly.
Because if you don't know who you're making it for, then you're just kind of like throwing stuff at the wall
Right.
and seeing what sticks.
And it probably won't stick.
Probably not.
So this article actually talks about how it's important to know what your audience is already watching on YouTube.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like tapping into existing trends and conversations that are already happening.
Yeah, because if you can understand what they're already enjoying,
Yeah.
then you can make content that fits within those existing patterns.
It's kind of like finding the right stage for your performance.
Yeah.
Like if you want to reach a certain audience,
Mm-hmm.
you got to go where they are.
Exactly.
Okay. I like that.
And it kind of ties back to those different discovery systems we were talking about.
Right.
Are your people searching for specific keywords? Are they browsing their homepage or their suggested videos?
Okay.
Knowing that will help you create content that caters to those specific systems.
It's like we are becoming YouTube detectives,
Ah,
piecing together all these clues.
yeah.
Okay, so then where does keyword research fit into all of this?
Okay, so keyword research is still relevant,
Okay.
but this article does caution against over-optimizing.
Okay.
It's really about finding a balance between using keywords and creating something that your audience actually cares about.
Well, like no more like shoving keywords into every single
No,
sentence.
don't do it.
Okay, got it.
But use them strategically and naturally,
Okay,
both in your video itself and in your metadata.
got it. And I know there are all these fancy tools out there like
Yeah.
vidIQ and TubeBuddy.
Yes.
Have you used those before?
I have, and I think they can be really helpful.
Okay.
Especially like when you're trying to understand like YouTube-specific keyword trends.
Mm.
They can help you identify opportunities to reach a wider audience.
I'm putting those on my to-do list.
Yeah.
To check those out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and last but not least, I want to circle back to thumbnails
Yes.
and titles.
Yeah.
Because I know those are so important for attracting those viewers.
Mm.
Are there any like specific strategies that we should be aware of?
So this article really emphasizes the importance of A/B testing.
A/B testing, so like having multiple options and seeing which one
Exactly.
performs better.
Try out a few different thumbnails and see which ones get more clicks.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's a really good way to kind of gather data and make informed decisions.
Data-driven decisions, love it.
Yeah.
So any like specific tips for creating thumbnails that stand out?
They say use human faces if it makes sense.
Okay.
Keywords,
Mm-hmm.
artistic representations.
Yeah, okay.
And make sure it's visually appealing and accurately reflects the content.
Yeah.
And don't underestimate the power of color.
Ooh, color.
Yeah. A really bold, contrasting color scheme can really make your thumbnail pop.
Okay, so it's about being visually appealing, informative, and using color strategically
Yes.
to grab that attention.
Yes.
This has all been such great information, but I want to go back to something we talked about earlier,
Okay.
which is the comment section.
Oh, the comments.
Because I'll admit, I kind of shy away from comments sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a little overwhelming.
It can.
It can be a little scary.
It can be.
But you mentioned that this article really highlights
Yeah.
the value of the comment section for community building
Mm-hmm.
and audience insights.
It's a gold mine.
Really?
It really is.
Okay, I'm willing to face my fears. But, like, why are comments so valuable?
Okay, so the comment section is like a direct line of communication with your viewers.
Okay.
It's literally where you can hear from them about what they're thinking,
Mm-hmm.
what they want more of,
Okay.
maybe what they found confusing.
So it's like having a focus group
Yes.
at our fingertips.
At your fingertips.
Okay.
But I know it can be intimidating.
Yeah. Right. Especially if you start getting a lot of comments. Like, how do you even manage all of that?
This article suggests using pinned comments strategically.
Okay.
So you can use a pinned comment to highlight a call to action,
Mm-hmm.
maybe provide a correction or an update,
Uh-huh.
or showcase a really valuable user contribution.
So we're kind of like setting the tone
You are.
for the comment section.
Yes. And don't underestimate the power of just engaging with people,
Okay.
responding to questions,
Mm-hmm.
acknowledging feedback.
Okay.
That all helps build that sense of community.
I'm starting to see the comment section in a whole new light.
Me too.
It's not just about like responding to the negative comments.
No.
It's about creating a space for genuine connection
Yes.
and feedback.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
This has been a whirlwind of information.
It has.
We've covered so much ground today.
Mm-hmm.
Algorithms, discovery systems, good content, audience research.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, I want to address one more thing
Okay.
that I know is a hot topic
Okay.
in the SEO world.
Uh.
Tags.
Ah, yes. The mighty tags.
Are they still relevant?
Okay, so are you ready for this?
I think so,
Okay.
but I have a feeling I already know the answer.
You probably do.
Spill the tea. Are tags still a thing?
They are not.
They're not okay.
No.
So all of that time that I've
I
spent
got time.
brainstorming, agonizing over perfect combination of tags.
Wasted. This article actually says that YouTube's own documentation
Yeah.
and a lot of real-world experiments have shown that tags are just not a significant ranking factor anymore.
So YouTube has evolved beyond needing those little hints.
They have.
Okay, so what should we be focusing on instead of tags?
Make good content.
Good content.
Good content that people actually want to watch.
Okay, again,
Yeah.
sensing a theme.
It always comes back to that.
Yeah.
But this article actually ends on a really interesting note that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Which is the importance of storytelling on YouTube.
Ooh, I love that storytelling. I feel like the best videos I watch are the ones that tell a story,
Yeah.
not just deliver information.
Then his article talks about that.
Right.
It's about connecting with your audience on a deeper level,
Mm-hmm.
sharing your unique perspective,
Okay.
creating something that actually moves people.
And it's not about telling just any story.
Right.
It's about telling your story.
It's about finding the stories that are unique to you.
Yes.
What experiences, insights, or perspectives can you share that will really captivate people?
It's like a reminder to tap into our authentic selves
Yeah.
and let that shine through in our content.
And I think sometimes we get so focused on trying to please the algorithm
Yeah.
that we lose sight of what actually makes our content special.
That is so true.
So this article encourages us to step back
Okay.
and ask ourselves, like, what stories do we want to tell on YouTube?
What value can we offer?
What unique value can we offer?
It's about finding that sweet spot where our passions, our expertise, and our audience's interests all
Intersect. Yes.
Love it.
And then once you've found that you can use all of the technical stuff
Yeah.
to amplify that story.
Yeah, it's like we're building a toolbox of skills and knowledge and strategies, and then we get to choose which tools to use, how to use them
Yes.
to create something amazing.
I love that.
Okay, well, this has been such an incredible deep dive.
It has.
We've gone from feeling completely overwhelmed by YouTube to like, I feel like I have a roadmap now.
Me too.
So we've talked about algorithms, discovery systems, good content, audience research, storytelling.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the ultimate guide
It's a good one.
to YouTube success.
And remember, YouTube is always changing.
Right.
So stay curious,
Mm-hmm.
experiment, and never stop learning.
Yes. And most importantly, have fun.
Have fun.
Because when you're passionate about what you're creating,
it shows.
it shows, and it's contagious.
It is.
So thank you for joining us on this epic deep dive into YouTube SEO.
It was a good one.
I hope you learned as much as I did.
Me too.
And I hope you are feeling inspired
Yes.
to take your video strategy to the next level.
Yes.
Until next time, keep diving deep, keep creating amazing content,
And have fun.
and have fun. Welcome back to the final part of our YouTube SEO deep dive. I am still processing the fact that tags are basically dead.
I know. It's wild, right? Like all that time we spent worrying about tags.
Yeah, it feels like a whole new world.
It is. It is a new world. And, this article says that YouTube has evolved to the point where they understand your video content so much better.
Okay.
They don't need those little hints anymore.
Yeah, it's like they've graduated to a higher level of understanding.
Right. Exactly.
So if we're not spending all of our time on tags,
Yeah.
what should we be focusing on instead?
You guessed it. Make good content.
Good content. Okay. I think I'm starting to get the message here.
Good content is king.
Good content is king always. All right, I can get behind that.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of good content, this article ends at a really interesting note
Mm-hmm.
that I kind of want to explore a little bit further.
Yeah.
And it's talking about the importance of storytelling on YouTube.
Oh, I love that they brought that up because it's so easy to get lost in the algorithms and the optimization tactics.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, YouTube is a platform for storytelling.
And I feel like the videos that really resonate with me the most
Yeah.
are the ones that tell a story,
Mm-hmm.
not just deliver information.
Right. And it's not about telling just any story. It's about telling your story. Mm-hmm. Finding those stories that are unique to you.
Yeah, what makes you you?
What experiences, insights, or perspectives can you share that will really captivate people?
That's such a good point, and I think it's so easy to lose sight of that
Yeah,
when we get so caught up in trying to please the algorithm.
totally.
Sometimes I forget what makes my content special.
Right. So this article encourages us to take a step back and ask ourselves, what stories do we want to tell on YouTube?
Yeah, what value can we offer?
What unique value can we offer to our audience?
So it's like finding that sweet spot
Yeah.
where our passions, our expertise, and our audience's interests,
Intersect.
they all come together.
Yes. And then once you find that you can use all the technical stuff that we've
Yeah.
been talking about
Mm-hmm.
to amplify those stories.
It's like we're building this toolbox,
yes.
with all the skills and the knowledge,
strategy.
the strategies, and then we get to choose which tools to use, how to use them to create something amazing.
I love that analogy.
It feels very empowering.
It is.
Okay, well, this has been such an incredible deep dive.
It has been.
We've gone from feeling totally overwhelmed by YouTube to like, okay, I feel like I have a roadmap now.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
So we've talked about algorithms, discovery systems, good content,
Yeah.
audience research, storytelling. I mean, this is like
The ultimate guide.
the ultimate guide to YouTube success.
And just remember, YouTube is always changing. So stay curious, experiment, never stop learning.
And most importantly, have fun.
Yes, have fun.
Because when you're passionate about what you're creating, it shows.
It really does.
And it draws people in.
It does.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this epic deep dive into YouTube SEO.
Here's a good one.
I hope you learned as much as I did.
Me too.
And I hope you're feeling inspired to take your video strategy to the next level.
Yes. Go make some awesome videos.
Go make some awesome videos. And until next time, keep diving deep, keep creating amazing content, and never stop exploring the incredible world of YouTube.